Legends do fade, and MG was no different. Though until 1992, when they brought the MGB GT back, but in a twist that left the industry shocked, they armed it with a V8. This is the story of the RV8 and the gamble that dared to chase glory. There are moments in automotive history when a company doesn't just build a car, but makes a statement, loud, bold, and unforgettable. For MG, that moment came when they looked back at a legend from their past, the iconic MGB, and decided, why not bring it back? But this wasn't going to be a mediocre replica trapped in nostalgia. No, MG wanted to take the soul of the original, reimagine it for the modern world, and prove to everyone that they hadn't lost their edge. To understand the insanity behind this decision, we need to rewind. The MGB, born in the 1960s, was a car that defined British motoring charm. Simple, elegant, lightweight. It wasn't about raw power, it was about the joy of driving. Affordable enough for the everyday enthusiast, yet stylish enough to feel special. It wasn't the fastest car in the world, but it was the one that made you smile every time you held the wheel. It was a car adored by all of the world, especially the British cars enthusiast. That's the legend MG wanted to revive. Fast forward decades later, and MG is no longer the same brand. Under Chinese ownership, it had become a nameplate mostly attached to practical hatchbacks and SUVs. Solid cars, sure, but far removed from the romantic spirit of the Roadster days. So when whispers started about MG reviving their classic MGB, nobody believed it. Why would they? The safe play was to stick with what sold. But MG went off script. They pulled out their history books, and then, with a touch of madness, they started sketching a 21st century version of their most beloved car. The result? The MG Cyberster, a name as futuristic as the car itself. Imagine the familiar long bonnet and low stance of the old MGB, yet it was rewired for the EVH, infused with modern muscle, razor-sharp lines, scissor door straight out of a supercar, and an electric heart. In terms of raw numbers, the MG Cyberster is nothing short of astonishing. Beneath its retro silhouette lies a dual electric motor setup churning out 536 horsepower, numbers the original MGB could have dreamed of, and 535 pound-feet of instant torque, propelling the car from 0 to 62 miles per hour in a mere 3.2 seconds. That's supercar territory, yet the Cyberster manages to do it within an EV roadster form. With a weight at around 1985 to 2,060 kilograms, roughly 4,375 to 4,540 pounds, it may be hefty for a two-seater, but MG engineers turned that weight into a benefit, placing batteries low for a planted almost MGB-like center of gravity. Its 77 kilowatt-hour battery delivers a CLTC-rated range of up to 580 kilometers. Compared to the original MGB, which tipped the scales around 910 kilograms, this isn't just a light facelift. It's a heavyweight challenger with the soul of a lightweight classic. Yet despite the extra heft, the staggering power-to-weight ratio, almost 0.115 horsepower per pound, makes it nearly as responsive as a BMW Z4, a testament to MG's careful balancing act between performance and nostalgia. It would be safe to say that it was faster than many supercars at its time, but MG refused to make it all about speed. They wanted the car to feel like an MG. Engineers worked on balance, handling, and keeping that roadster intimacy alive even with batteries under the floor. It really did come out of nowhere, but the idea to revive the nostalgia that the original MGB held, but only now it was tailored to modern needs. Yet not everyone welcomed the Cyberster's boldness with open arms. Design purists balked at the dramatic scissor doors, more like showroom spectacle than practical entry, and questioned the MG's electric place in the lineage of lightweight roadsters. Industry critics didn't pull the punches either. The Australian noted the Cyberster is too heavy, too quiet, and too underdone to challenge rivals like the Mazda MX-5 or the Porsche EV Boxster, especially given its premium starting price of approximately AUD $115,000. At the same time, others saw a fresh spark. One reviewer called it the funnest EV I've ever driven, praising its theatrical presence, dual-motor performance, and dramatic flair, even if charging speeds and software lagged behind expectations. Designers defended their choices as calculated decisions for visual drama necessary to stand out in a crowded EV market. So did MG lose their mind? Maybe, but maybe that's exactly what makes this story worth telling. They didn't just recreate a legend, they dared to evolve it. And in doing so, MG reminded the world of what made their badge special in the first place. A willingness to surprise, to take risks, and to chase joy on four wheels. Because sometimes to make history again, you have to go a little mad. For more interesting stories, click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you with more interesting topics in the future.